All right, so let's go ahead and get started creating some layouts for the Livingston Hotels and Resorts. So go ahead and open up your terminal or command line and go ahead and navigate back to your C Liferay folder. All right, so again, that's C Liferay, user home Liferay, depending on the operating system you're working on. All right, so we are using the same generator that we have been using, so we can run yo liferay-theme, and this time it's :layout. So go ahead and hit enter next to that. We've seen this before. We need to go ahead and give this a name. So we're going to call this one Hotel Front Page. Hit enter. We'll keep the ID. All right, we are working with 7.1. And here we dive right into adding rows and columns. So it's actually quite fast and quite simple. All right, so for the first row, how many rows would we like? We're going to go ahead and simply type 1 and enter. And we're going to accept 100% width for the top. Okay, so hit enter here as well. Okay. Next, we're going to hit add row. So you'll see we have these options. We're going to go ahead and do add row here. And here we can do 3 columns in the row. So go ahead and type 3 and hit enter. And here we determine how large our 3 columns are going to be. So we're going to split them evenly into 4, 4, 4. Okay, remember this is using that 12 column grid system. All right. So I'm going to do 4, 4, and 4. And it gives us a preview once we've done that. So this is actually really cool. I really like making these layout templates. We're going to add a third row. So click add row here or hit enter next to add row. For this one, we're going to go ahead and do 2. Hit enter. All right, this time we're going to do 4 and 8. All right, so do 4 and then 8 will be our option here. Okay. And finally, we want to go ahead and do a final row that's going to be all 12 again. So hit add row. This time we will do 1. We want 1 column. It is going to be, of course, 12 out of 12. Okay. All right, so it's as simple as that. When you're creating layouts, you just use the generator, you create your layouts, and then you can simply identify how many rows and how many columns in each row that you want. If you want, you can insert rows in between just in case you missed something or messed something up. You can remove rows, all right? So you have editing capabilities here. And then once you're done, we can go ahead and hit Finish Layout. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hit Enter next to Finish Layout. All right, and this is going to build the package for us, pull in all the dependencies like we saw for our theme. And then what we'll need to do next is we'll need to actually point this to our app server, just like we did with our theme. So go ahead and do that. All right, just like we did last time, I'm actually going to go ahead and go to my Liferay DXP folder, which will be in my bundles folder. I'm going to find my Tomcat folder, and I'm just going to drag that in here. Okay, for those of you on Windows, you can just copy that path. All right, and then we're going to use the default localhost 8080 and hit enter. So now we're done. If we want, we can go ahead and deploy this. If you want to take a look at this, you can go to your C Liferay or user home Liferay folder, take a look at the layout TPL. We already talked about the TPL file and what the source code actually looks like and contains. But if you want to go ahead and pause the video, you can take a look at this TPL file by opening it up, and you can take a look at how this is working for our particular layout template. Feel free to add some classes in here. You can feel free to pause and make your own layout templates, maybe for your own use case, so get a feel for that. But we're going to go ahead and deploy our new layout. Now, before we deploy this, we're going to change the thumbnail here. Okay, by default, if you were to open this, it's just going to be a simple little grayed out image. Okay, we want to have a thumbnail that actually represents our layout. Okay, so we provided this for you. If you go to your exercises, All right, in your C Liferay or user home Liferay folder, open up the fourth section, layout templates. Go ahead and copy the hotel front page.png. All right, and come to your, if you're not already here, C Liferay, layout TPL folder, and doc root, and go ahead and replace the existing image with our new thumbnail. Okay, and this is going to go ahead and represent what our layout looks like. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and deploy this. So let's go ahead and navigate to the hotel front page layout TPL folder, and like our other modules, run gulp deploy. Okay. All right, so that's super fast. So that's deployed it. What we want to do now is we want to go ahead and verify the layout has been deployed. So we can go into our browser here. We go ahead and refresh. All right, and I can verify this by clicking on Configure Page at the top right of the screen. All right, and Configure Page is where we're going to see all of our layouts. So we'll see the default layouts, and we should see our new layout as well. Okay. All right, so these are all the default layouts, and we see at the bottom right, we do have the hotel front page layout. Okay, so this is something that can be used by our administrators to generate pages for the different Livingston hotels and resorts. All right, so in the next chapter, we're going to go ahead and take a look at how we can provide more specific presentations for our different templates on the platform. All right, so I'll see you in chapter 5.